I believe we've all encountered people who, for some reason, we were just naturally suspicious of them. It was almost as if they were missing something, like they were missing, uh, I would say, like a generally normal degree of compassion, maybe a semblance of sympathy, maybe an ability to like empathize. Uh, we've seen people in our lives, all of us, that maybe for whatever reason, is someone we naturally don't trust them. We have a feeling of just naturally not liking them, like something just being off with them. Um, and I believe that like our perception, what we're able to see, hear, smell, and to a degree feel, um, we may be picking up someone who is in fact soulless. And what I mean by that, very specifically, is someone who is in fact lacking a living soul. And this can be a man, or have the appearance of a man, or a woman. It could be either or. And you'll notice, if you're truly paying attention, that the majority of women that you will encounter in your life, if you're able to watch them, they will show you a degree of pure evil, a degree of being able to do things that you would have not thought possible, especially in today's society that paints women as these holier than thou beings. Even those that have the appearance of being a man, they can do things that we would have an issue with. We would question, and we would probably reject. Like, I'll give you an example. Women today, a lot of them have a naturally, you know, promiscuous nature where they're essentially going from man to man to man to woman to man, and so on and so forth. And this is the norm. It's There's been high praise towards this type of behavior, mostly in men, but in women they're making it so. You see a lot of women nowadays, for whatever reason, talking about how if a man can do it, can go out and sleep with all these women, then why can't a woman go out and have sleep with a bunch of men? And what's the difference? And they know full well what the difference is, but reality and truth, that has no bearing, especially when you're dealing with the soulless. Their entire objective is to present you with an illogical argument and call you the bad guy for questioning the logic and the reason and the soundness of mind that it takes to process truth. I would say it's equally as common to encounter a man who is soulless as well. And the difference is, like, if it's a man who's soulless and they're in a position of power, like say they're a manager or a supervisor or a board member or the owner and operator of a business, they'll use every opportunity they can to slight you, or to exalt their power over you in some way. And if they're your manager or your supervisor, they may try to overwork you, or mistreat you in some way. And with people like this, you'll have to quickly stand your ground, because things can get really out of hand, especially in America, where you supposedly have all these rights, when it's obvious to anybody who's thinking you don't. Anytime you're in a situation where you have to constantly say and remind people of how free you are and how many rights you have, well, it's because you don't have any rights and you don't have any freedom. And what you're doing is you're basically reciting talking points that have been given to you, whether they've been given to you subliminally or given to you verbally. You're reciting talking points that possibly have been given through some form of hypnosis. To be perfectly honest with you, I mean, there's a high degree of indoctrination and just pure flipping craziness that goes on with a lot of people and their ability to disconnect from reality. I believe it's the mark of the soulless to disconnect from reality. And not only to have a disconnect from reality, but to want you to disconnect from reality, because they can see us. They are fully aware. They are 110% aware of us and that we have souls. And they hate us for that. They they resent us. There's a degree of underlying malice. I believe it's important to be on guard and accept the reality that we are surrounded by the soulless. It's not uncommon for them to call the police on us for no reason at all, to make up lies about us, to attack us in any way possible, even physically, if they deem it necessary. Have you ever gone somewhere and felt like somebody was staring at you? They were staring at you. They hate you. They hate me. They hate us. What I'm saying is we must be aware of the soulless and we must be cautious. Don't underestimate them. And whatever you do not allow yourself to be consumed by them.